Brenda, what does a tropical tiki event, a classic film festival, a coffee shop, and the Kress Building all have in common?
They're all part of what's happening in downtown El Paso.
Welcome back to Mi Centro, the Downtown El Paso podcast. I'm Ivan,
And I'm Brenda.
and we're your hosts. In this episode, we're talking about what's new, what's coming up, and what people may not always know about downtown El Paso.
We'll learn more about the City Tiki with Destination El Paso, highlight the Plaza Classic Film Festival, and check in on a new business we teased in our last episode.
Plus, we're bringing back the Chisme Corner with updates on a project you probably already have your eyes on.
Whether you live, work, or visit downtown, or just want to know what's coming up next, we're glad you are here.
It's going to be a great episode. Let's go ahead and get into it. Since 2008, there's been an annual tradition in El Paso called the Plaza Classic Film Festival, and we're joined today with Doug and Lisa. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you guys doing today?
Good. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
No,
It's
thank
great
you
to
guys.
be here.
Thank you for joining us. So, for people who may not know what the Plaza Classic Film Festival is, can you tell us a little bit about that and how it began?
I'll take that one. It started in 2008 as a byproduct of the restoration of the Plaza Theater, which reopened in 2006. The El Paso Community Foundation led that project, worked with the city, and in fundraising for that, got a lot of questions about whether movies would come back to the theater. So they took that notion, researched and purchased projectors and installed them, I think in '07, and the first festival was in 2008. It was called The Movies Return to the Plaza Theater. And then the name was changed to the Plaza Classic in '09, and it's been going ever since.
It's such a great festival that has really grown into what it is now, because now we have about 2 weeks worth that people are able to go and enjoy, these classic films here in downtown El Paso. So, can you tell us a little bit, Lisa, about the experience about that? Like, what do people, I guess, their first kind of like when they walk into the theater, what is something that they kind of experience for the first time?
If people haven't been to the theater before, I think one of the amazing things about it is that it is more grand and more beautiful than you realize when you first walk in. The lobby itself, when you enter, is beautiful, but then you go through this kind of narrow lobby and emerge into a much more grand lobby, into this beautiful theater. And what you're hearing as you walk in is organ music playing, because we have an organist who plays before all the shows in the Plaza Theater. So you get to hear the original organ that was in the theater in 1930 that's been restored, playing music often related to the film that's being shown. And it's just a really beautiful experience as you go in there. And then it's so difficult to capture an experience like this now in our modern era, that you're in a 2,000 seat theater where the entire audience is watching the same thing and engaged in it. And it's unlike being at a movie theater anywhere else because of the scale of it, because of the scale of the number of people that are there and what you're experiencing and the sound. It's unlike anything else you can experience. And we want to make sure that as many people as possible come and get to join in that.
Yeah, it's immersive and it's communal. And when it's you and a 43-foot wide screen, it's easy to forget you have a cell phone and have these other distractions in your life. It's just you and that movie, ideally.
Yeah, I think even recently, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it was actually named one of the best theaters globally. Is that correct?
Yeah, it ranks often in the Billboard and Polestar charts for attendance. So venues of its size, it's often anywhere from top 10 to top 20.
Yeah. And it was the number one in Texas for its size this past year, and then in the top 25 globally with Billboard magazine.
It's by far a beautiful, very, very beautiful theater. Even just going to the restrooms themselves, it's like, wow. When do you ever get to experience something like that? So what makes downtown and the Plaza part of that experience with the film festival? Like, what makes that so unique?
Well, my answer to that would be it's like a campus down there. The hotels, the Plaza Hotel, the Hotel Paso del Norte, the theater, the Mills building, they're all right there. And so when we're talking to artists or people we're trying to bring in, we explain to them everything's walking distance. So when people come down and get parked, we have a number of people who stick around for a while. They have passes or whatever, and they'll go to Anson or they'll go to Park Tavern or one of the other, Ambar, one of the other restaurants. They won't just go to the movie and leave. They hang around for a while, go into San Jacinto Plaza.
Yeah, it's such a great time because there's so much to do downtown. There's every single year there's more and more to do, more restaurants to try. So it's a great time. So this year the festival begins on July 16th. Can you tell us a little bit about the films? What films are we expecting to see that first day?
Go for it.
Okay. Our opening night film that's going to kick off the festival is American Graffiti. And that's ties in two of the main themes that we're going to be centering our films around this year. Mm-hmm. One of those is Americana for the 250th, the semi-quincentennial anniversary of our country. Mm-hmm. So American Graffiti really harkens back to a specific time in American history and culture and the emergence of rock and roll. So we're looking at it for that, but we're also looking at it because there's a whole movie and music thread or theme that's going throughout this festival. And American Graffiti also ties into that with its really distinct pop culture soundtrack. And I know Doug could talk more about those themes.
Well, yeah, the music theme is something that's kicked around off and on, and then really kind of took hold late last year in one of our meetings. The idea is to kind of start with the rock era, but connect it to rock documentaries, biopics, movies based on albums, Purple Rain, Tommy, Pink Floyd The Wall, for example. So I think as new as we get is probably 8 Mile. And as old as we get would be Fantasia, which some have called like the first music video back in 1940-ish. That's a main theme. There's about 20 movies maybe that fit that. And the Americana theme is I call it random. It's not a curated survey of American history films. It's scattershot. It's All the President's Men, but it's also American Graffiti and Young Mr. Lincoln and things like that. It just touches upon American history or culture. And then we also have a disaster film thread for fun. It's modern disaster films like Titanic, Jurassic Park. Also one of the OGs, Poseidon Adventure from '72. And The Day After Tomorrow, Robert Holguin is going to introduce that because he's in it. And we're also showing Airplane, which is the ultimate disaster film parody, which pretty much killed the disaster film back in the 70s and early 80s.
But what a way to go.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You guys have such an amazing lineup so far that you've just, briefly mentioned. Can't wait to look at your schedule, the full schedule, to see everything else that you guys are showing.
Yeah, the full schedule is on plazaclassic.com on our website for people to be able to look at and figure out what they want to attend. And
yeah, and we've got a couple more events to add to that, hopefully. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. We've spent a year working on it. When we finish one film festival, we take a little break, and then our first meeting, we kind of post-mortem the festival that we just finished and start talking about ideas for the next one.
That's amazing. So real quick, I just looked at my card. I can't forget to mention this. Gregory Nava. Can we talk about that real quick?
Sure. Yeah, Gregory Nava, he's one of the most important Mexican-American filmmakers around. We had Luis Valdez as our guest last year. This is an effort to try to recognize these guys. And in his case, he's going to appear with two of his best-known films, Selena, which fits our music concept. And he can tell us stories about what it was like making that film and what it was like working with the Quintanilla family and all that good stuff. And then El Norte, which is the film that put him on the map, came out in '83, and it was one of the first films, modern films anyway, to deal with the immigration issue. And this is from 1983, and that movie is still timely today.
That's amazing. And we were talking a little bit before about, seeing the movie outside. What is, can you tell us a little bit more about that, Lisa?
About the outdoor movies?
Yes.
Yes, I can tell you about that. So each weekend of the festival, so the festival's over 11 days and covers 2 weekends. And each weekend of the festival on Friday and Saturday night, We're showing movies outdoors on Oregon Street. And then going back to that question before where you're talking about what's available downtown, one of the things I love about the festival is we anchor ourselves at the Plaza Theater, but then we do additional things downtown to make people aware of all the amazing things that are downtown, like those outdoor movies and like the El Paso Museum of Art, where we're going to be featuring some films this year. Some of the films that are being featured downtown outdoors are every year on Friday, first Friday of the festival, which is I'm so bad at days.
17th.
It's the 17th.
July 17th.
Thank you. I know it's one day after the start. I just don't want to say it wrong, Ivan. Yeah. On the 17th, we're showing the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And then the next night, we're doing...
Actually, Rocky Horror is on the 18th.
It's on the 18th. It's on Saturday.
It's always on the first Saturday.
See, I got it. This is what I got nervous about. And look, it happened. On the 18th, we're doing Rocky Horror. So on the 17th, we're doing...
Men in Black.
Men in Black. And then the following weekend, we're doing Talladega Nights.
Talladega Nights and Grease.
And Grease is the second night. So...
And we also hire local bands to open for these movies. They play an hour set. We pay them, and we ask them to play original music. So I know this year we've got Oogla Dar, which is a new band with Lucky McKee, the filmmaker. Wow. It's their first live gig. They're going to open for Rocky Horror. Jenna Ivey is going to open for Talladega Nights. And Julio Ortiz has a band. He's going to open for Men in Black.
That's great. So definitely some nights to check out. Can you tell us a little bit about the ticketing process also?
I was just going to say all of the outdoor movies are free. So wow. Come to the outdoor movies and come have an experience downtown for free. And then for the movies that are in the Philanthropy Theater, which is the smaller theater on the second floor above the plaza, those are $5 and $6. $5 during the day and $6 in the evening. And then at the Plaza Theater, the prices range. I'm going to let you tackle that one, Doug.
There's 6 for matinees, 8 for evenings, and then more when we have a special guest, anywhere from 10 to 20. And then the movies at the Art Museum, and we also have some movies at the MAC, the Mexican American Cultural Center. Those are free, and the outdoor movies are free.
So very accessible to everyone in our community, whether it could be, the free outdoor movie or all the way up to the Plaza Theater, where we're going to have some special speakers there as well. So a lot to look forward to. Is there any announcements that you guys are able to make?
Well, Anne Margaret will be our special guest the opening weekend. For those of you who don't know, she was a huge star in the 60s and 70s into the 80s. I think more recently she was in the Grumpy Old Men movies.
And Newsies.
And Newsies, that's right. She's going to appear with Bye Bye Birdie, which is the movie that made her a star. And it fits in with our music theme because it's about an Elvis-like character who's been drafted into the Army. And he's, as a promotional stunt, he's going to kiss his #1 fan, which may or may not be Anne Margaret.
We'll have to see.
Yeah. And then the other movie she'll appear with is Tommy, The Who's Tommy. She plays Roger Daltrey's mother in that. She was Oscar nominated for that. Pretty much an over-the-top performance.
Yeah, it really shows the breadth of her abilities and her roles because they're so very different. And so it's great to highlight her that way.
Yeah, thank you guys for making that announcement here. We're so excited to see Anne and everyone else that you guys are going to be having on board. So just to confirm, where can everyone find the full schedule, your social media, everything for the Plaza Classic Film Festival?
If you visit our website, plazaclassic.com, you'll have all that information is there. The full schedule, opportunities to buy passes. If you wanted to buy a pass for the entire festival instead of individual tickets, you can buy them there. We'll also have links to Ticketmaster. You can always go down in person to the ticket office to avoid those Ticketmaster fees. And you can follow us on social media. Plaza Classic is what our handle is, right?
Instagram, Fbook, Facebook, and Fbook. And I always call it FB. And X. We don't use X as much, but we're on all 3 of those platforms.
Yeah.
Perfect. So if you guys are interested, make sure you check out the Plaza Classic Film Festival either at their website or stay tuned on their social media. Is there anything else you all would like to mention?
I would just say one more thing that I'd like to mention is that we really do hope people come. In addition to it being a hearkening back to the roots of the theater, part of the reason we keep the ticket prices lower is strategic because we want it to be accessible to everybody in El Paso. It's a gift from the Community Foundation to El Paso, and we want people to participate and take advantage of it. So we really hope people come and get to see this beautiful theater and have this really unique experience that's hard to come by anywhere in the world, but especially in El Paso.
I agree. It really is a unique experience because one aside from July, do you really get to experience that going to see a movie at the Plaza Theater? Very rare.
And if no other reason, it gets you out of the heat at the same time.
Yeah.
The other thing that I wanted to mention, we do have a local film component and always have, and it's called Local Flavor. This is where filmmakers submit their films and they're adjudicated by a panel. There's 3 judges and they curate a program, and we show the films and we hand out cash awards to 4 or 5 of the filmmakers. But this year we've added, under the Local Flavor banner, a UTEP EPCC student film showcase. So winners from each of their respective festivals will be screened, and then the faculty members, in this case Ramon Villa from UTEP and Marvin Hanley from EPCC, they'll host it and they'll do kind of a Q&A afterwards with some of the students.
That's amazing. Getting to spotlight some of the local talent we have here.
Yeah. I want to make that an annual event, hopefully.
I hope to see that next year.
Yeah.
Well, again, thank you both so much for joining us.
Thank you for having
Thanks.
us.
Perfect.
Thank you, sir.
In our last episode, we were able to tease something in our Chisme Corner, something that was under construction on 304 East Franklin, if I'm not mistaken.
305.
305 East Franklin. Thank you so much. Can you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Proof and Press?
Yeah, so my name's Curtis. I'm the general manager at Proof and Press. So we started off on the west side, where we're currently at, next to the old Luby's building. I don't know if too many people remember that old building. My age is showing. But so we're just a coffee and cocktail lounge. We specialize in classic cocktails and specialty coffee classic cocktails. Yeah, specialty coffee, and everything we do is craft, and we're just happy to bring it, to the downtown area.
Yeah, you guys are definitely expanding. So we were seeing some construction happening early January, Brenda and I. So we were finally able to see what was happening, and it's Proof and Press. So thank you so much for being able to join us. So what has it been like bringing this place to downtown?
You know what? It's been a ride. I'm going to be honest. Just trying to handle everything, at our main location, plus some, side things that we do as far as like our private bartending, and then trying to completely renovate this historic bar. As some people might not know, it was Craft and Social before, and our concept was just more of a lounge, whereas Craft and Social was more of, craft and craft beer and kind of a social area. And, it's been, dealing with a historic building, you do have to be careful with things, but we did try to do, because we are right under the the Gardner Hotel. And we felt that what we were going for really fit the vibe of the building, of the area. And yeah, so it's just been, again, I know you said like you saw the brown paper on the windows and stuff. So it's had its ups and downs, but I will say right now we're at a point where, we can let everybody in. So
yeah, not too long ago, we were actually able to stop by and try some of your guys' drinks. Brenda had a chai. She loved it, by the way. I had some coffee, which was really, really good. I was able to honestly kind of enjoy it, but I chugged that one down. It was very, very delicious. So thank you for letting us sample that before. So what is the concept behind Proof and Press?
So it's in the name. Proof, alcohol, press, French press, coffee. And we try to combine those two worlds in, the best way possible. So in the mornings, you'll see our baristas doing some, bartender techniques. At night, you'll see some bartenders doing barista techniques. And we just blend everything together in that way. I will say when it comes to what we offer, we try to keep everything fresh and in-house. So all of our syrups, you'll see, all of our coffee syrups, all of our syrups for the evening cocktails, even our juices, we fresh squeeze that morning. Everything as fresh as possible. We try to keep everything in-house, keep that craft aspect to it.
I love that. You could really taste it in your drink. So I can attest to that.
I was going to say the chai. Yeah, the chai is one of our customer favorites. It was one thing, close to my heart. That was like the first recipe I came up for the coffee program when I started with Proof and Press. And yeah, it's just it took off. Like she mentioned, it tastes like what'd you say, horchata and cinnamon? Yeah, so
Yes, you did.
I definitely think it's perfect for El Paso. Like I grew up on Sundays going to the swap meet, getting my horchata, or like so.
I was able to try a little bit of hers. I mean,
Yeah.
she once she actually was like, wow, this is amazing. She didn't let me get too much, but it was really, really good. So what kind of atmosphere are you hoping to create in downtown?
So like I said, we're a lounge, so we like to keep it, kind of chill.
Mhm.
In the mornings you go in there, it's just kind of like this. It's interesting. I found this, little, I guess playlist, but it's called Sushi Music, and it's just like chill coffee vibes in the morning. And then at night we like to switch it up. The bartenders, they have their playlist they like to play, but for the most part we like to keep the music, low enough to where people can still talk and have conversations. Because again, people are there to lounge, talk, catch up. So I think that's the kind of the culture we're trying to cultivate.
I was looking like it to be a great atmosphere that you're creating. Not too long ago, when BTS came around, I stopped by the pizza joint and I saw so many people with their suitcases. So I think you guys are in a great location, being right under the Gardner Hotel.
Yeah, definitely. Again, like we are so excited to be able to bring what we do on the West Side downtown. I feel like, especially with our coffee, unfortunately on that side we're competing with Starbucks and Dutch Bros and Kinley's and 787, where you come downtown and now you have all these amazing, specialty coffee shops popping up, and we're just excited to be, a part of that. So yeah, definitely.
We're super excited. Can you tell us a little bit more about the menu? Because I know you mentioned some food items as well.
Yeah, so right now we're working on our food. So basically the way we're trying to do it is kind of breakfast, lunch, dinner. And each part of the day is going to have a different offering. So we'll have our morning, pastries and stuff in the morning as far as, sandwiches and stuff, and then lunch and dinner. Again, trying to do everything in-house. So one thing that we're doing is we are baking our own bread in-house for the sandwiches. We're slicing our own meats. We're coming up with all the own sauces and, everything in-house, just so it's as fresh as possible. And just, we did like a mini menu tasting, and yeah, I'm very excited.
What's your favorite?
So far, I don't want to spill the beans. I'm just kidding. No, so right now we're playing with it, but honestly, my favorite, just because it's quick and it's always been my go-to, is our avocado toast, because you can customize it with prosciutto, salami, bacon, whatever proteins we have, and you can kind of top it and customize it how you'd like. So
I think you'll be seeing me stopping by and getting
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so.
That's great. So is there a timeline that people can kind of expect? Because I know you guys have been doing a little bit of a soft opening. Is there maybe within the next few weeks we can be seeing a grand opening by chance?
Yeah, so we just started off, we decided, June 1st was a great time to open, at least for coffee, because we had everything in place for coffee. With the cocktails and everything, we're just waiting on liquor licensing and stuff like that. But now that that's cleared up, we're hoping within the next month and a half, we'll be fully operational to where we can do a grand opening, invite everybody in, and just, give everybody a little taste of what we have to offer.
Awesome. So it may seem like a long time away, but it's actually very close. So
Right.
very, very excited for that. We'll be hoping to do a ribbon cutting for you all. Welcome you guys
Absolutely.
to downtown. And then also we have so many events that we put on to, like the tasting tours. So maybe we can include you guys in some of those in the future, restaurant week also. So
Of course,
so
yeah.
many different things.
I think the biggest one I was focused on, I was like, I can't wait for Winterfest. We're going to have hot chocolate going. Like, we're going to figure all that out. So,
It's going to be a great time.
yeah, we're excited. We're excited to be downtown and just make friends with everybody.
Well, where can everyone find out and stay up to date with everything going on with Proof and Press?
Yeah, so right now, so I would say the best three ways is, one, our website is proofandpressep.com. It's going to be our full website, mostly for our West Side location until we get things situated with downtown. But then, of course, our social media is Instagram for our West Side location is at proofandpressep. And then our downtown location is proof_EP.
Perfect. Very easy. Not confusing for me, because usually sometimes it's a little too long for me. I think that's the perfect amount for the username. Well, thank you so much, Curtis, for joining us. Is there anything else that you would like to add?
No, I just thank you for having me, and I can't wait to see everybody down there. And yeah, we're going to have a good time.
Awesome. Well, what a full circle way to finally close this little chapter. We saw the sneak peek earlier this year, and now we're actually finally getting to sit down with you. So thank you so much for joining us.
Of course, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Why does Kress matter so much?
Kress 5 and dime stores were once a staple across the country in the early 1900s. They were a place where people could shop, grab a quick bite, enjoy a cup of coffee, and even find everyday items at an affordable price. So when we talk about the Kress Building, we're not just talking about an empty building. We're talking about a place that was once part of the everyday downtown experience. The Downtown El Paso Kress Building first opened in 1938. It later became a McCory's and has been closed since the early 1990s.
Okay, so what's the vision for the building now?
Well, one of the biggest updates shared at the Business Mixer was the vision for the space is to turn the Kress Building into a food hall and an entertainment space for downtown El Paso. The building has 3 levels and is about 52,000 square feet. So there's a lot planned for that space.
Wow. What kind of things can people expect inside?
From what was shared at the Business Mixer, it's expected to have a basement level that's going to be connected to the Plaza Hotel through a passageway, and that's going to be a spa, actually, so very exciting. The first floor is planned to be a food hall with a soda fountain, they're bringing that back, and a diner inspired by what people will remember from the original building. And the plans are to include vendor spaces, community seating, a coffee shop, a service bar, and a full-service restaurant. On the second floor, the plans include a sports bar and a speakeasy with, event space as well.
And of course, the question that everybody has been wanting answers for, when is it going to open?
So what they had shared was the goal is to complete the project in November of this year with hopes, to open before Winterfest. So fingers crossed, but they did explain that part of the reason was, it's a historic building. So, there's some delays that come with that territory.
So what's the big takeaway?
The big takeaway is that the Kress Building is still a major downtown project to keep your eyes on. Between the food hall, entertainment spaces, spa, and connection to the Plaza Hotel, this could bring a lot of new energy to that part of downtown.
So I'm here with 2 of my friends from El Paso Live. Please introduce yourself, ladies.
Hi, so I'm Stephanie Rivera. I am the Special Events and Sponsorship Manager at El Paso Live.
And I'm Yasmin Contreras. I'm the Special Events Coordinator for El Paso Live as well.
Thank you for being here. We're going to be talking about Sun City Tiki. For people hearing about it for the first time, what is Sun City Tiki?
So Sun City Tiki is El Paso's ultimate tropical party. It's been a year in the making.
Mm-hmm.
We are super excited for it. We keep mentioning where the desert meets the tropic and bringing paradise to El Paso. So without giving it too much away, it's just essentially a big tropical party.
So tell me a little bit more. What can people expect when they attend?
Yeah. When me and Steph were kind of planning what we wanted the event to feel like, it was really important for us that it wasn't just your typical event and it was kind of an immersive experience. So we are working with so many incredible people like Jerry 915 Live Productions. He's actually making some 3D installations for us, so that way it adds to the feel of it. We're going to also be working with Hiri Mahana, which is an authentic Polynesian dance group. They're coming out and they're doing a Grand Island performance for us. We're having fire dancing. We're having hula lessons, so all of you guys can learn how to hula dance. We're having sampling of tropical seltzers and stuff. All of those really fun flavors. We are even having a spin-off on some Hawaiian food, some tropical inspired food, treats and stuff. So we're really excited. It's going to be more of an immersive experience. And we really are putting a lot of effort into making it memorable, especially because it's the first time for El Paso. So that's what to expect.
Awesome. So I know there's going to be some really cool cocktails as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I mean, obviously we're going to have a Mai Tai. We're definitely going to have a painkiller. And I believe our chef is crafting a El Paso Live custom tiki cocktail. And with the tiki cocktails, everybody thinks it's a lot of sugar, but it's really just a lot of rum. So when you come, be careful because the rum will sneak up on you. As part of tiki culture, there's a lot of tiki mug collection, and we've been lucky enough that we are working with a company called Tiki Farms, and we're creating custom tiki mugs with the Sun City Tiki logo, which will be available for purchase on the day of our event. And you also, if you buy a tiki mug, you'll get discounted refillable drink throughout the night. So I think it's a pretty good deal.
Wow, I love a little tiki mug. So, why did Destination El Paso want to bring an event like this to downtown El Paso?
I think we're consistently working through and thinking about what can we do for El Paso and what is something new that El Paso hasn't seen. Sun City Tiki truly came to be about a year ago, like I had mentioned previously, but I was 2 weeks into my position. I had just started. We are an entire team. We are an event services team, and we were all together in a meeting space, and we were just kind of brainstorming and bouncing off ideas about let's look at the lineup of events that we currently have. El Paso Live always has like one big signature summer event outside of our summer series. Like what does that look like for us? Do we reinvent the wheel? Do we look at what we have and make it more innovative? Do we make it different, or do we bring in something completely new? And as we were kind of brainstorming, we were like, tacos, tequila, what can we do? And everything sounded so, obviously we're a border city, right? So we are right across from Juarez. We're all Latinos, we're all Mexican. And we were like, yeah, we kind of been doing this for a long time, and as we're proud of our culture, but what is something new we can bring? So then my boss just kind of threw like, what about tiki? And obviously the tiki room, I've been the pioneers of tiki here in El Paso, because outside of them I haven't really seen a lot of tiki stuff. And so when she said tiki, we were like, that's perfect. Like, where else are you going to do that? Let's bring paradise to El Paso. Let's bring the desert to the tropics. And so that's truly what came to be, was what can we do that's new and exciting and fun for the community, and just also a challenge for ourselves. Like, every event that we put on has been inherited from the past. They've just been like iconic and legend events that have always been part of El Paso Live. And so for us to take on and tackle something new that's our baby is also something really exciting.
Wow, that sounds super excited. So, what should people know before they go? Is this a family-friendly event? Are you all having things for kids?
So, unfortunately, but fortunately, this is a 21 plus event. So because there's going to be alcohol and sampling and stuff, so it is going to be 21 and over. It is also a clear bag venue. So all of our venues that we do for Destination El Paso and El Paso Live, it will be all clear bag. And we're really excited. I think what we want you guys to know is to have fun. We're really excited to see your guys' outfits. We're going to encourage tropical inspired outfits. It's going to be a blast. Like Stephanie said, we really are trying to make this memorable for the community, especially so it's so hard. Not everybody can go on vacation. So we're really wanting to bring paradise to you guys. And yeah, I'm excited. I think it's going to be a really good one.
Well, I'm excited. I think I'm already putting my little outfit together, and I can't wait. I love the islands. So where can we find tickets and more information? I saw that there was like some VIP packages, like some different levels of tickets. Like,
Yes.
Where can we find that?
We have a website called City Tiki. On there, it's going to give you an option to buy tickets. We do have 3 different tickets. So we have our general admission, which is called our Paradise Pass. And then we also do have a VIP ticket. It's called the VIT, so in Very Important Tiki. And then we also do have, for anybody who wants to come to the event but doesn't want to necessarily drink alcohol, we do have a designated driver ticket. That one is called the Virgin of the Islands. That is going to be our last tier ticket. And also on our website, we have FAQs. So if there's any questions about parking or anything like that, it's going to be listed on our website as well.
Awesome. So can you tell us that Instagram, like Facebook, or any of
it's going to just be City Tiki.
Awesome.
So our website is suncitytiki.com, and our Instagram is just suncitytiki.
Awesome. Well, is there anything else you ladies would like to add, or anything that we should know about this event?
Thank you to GCU. GCU is actually going to be our sponsor for this. They're incredible partners, and they're really wanting to invest just as much as we are on making this experience memorable for the community. And we're very grateful for their help in all of that we do.
I think just thank you to all our partners, definitely Jerry at 915 Live Production. We couldn't have done this without him. We are also part of the team that works on the rink at Winterfest, so it's a lot of moving parts, and we worked with Jerry for that and just kind of making these installations. When we brought it to him, he really sat down with us and has helped make our vision come to life. I know we mentioned before, but when we're talking about these 3D installations, we're talking about like 16 feet palm trees, a massive totem poles that you're going to see. They're going to be colorful. Obviously, a lot of uplighting. We couldn't have done it without him. And definitely to GCU as our stage sponsor. It is our first year event, so it's always nice to have partners in the community who believe in in our vision and in something that is new and it's never been done before, but to see them be excited and supportive has been amazing.
Love that. So ladies, tell us again, date, time, and that where everybody can get those tickets.
So you can go to visit us at suncitytiki.com and get any one of our 3 tickets. You can definitely come see us at the Convention Center on August 8th at 6 p.m. So doors will open at 6 p.m., but we know how El Paso is and we know how traffic is, and it's 21 plus only, and we know you got to leave your kids at home or with a babysitter. So everything will truly start around 7 p.m., but plan to get there with enough time so you can get parking and you can walk in and experience a little bit of tiki.
Awesome. So August 8th, I'll see you all at Sun City Tiki.
When you think of downtown, you probably think of the places to eat, things to do, and the beautiful architecture on the district. But downtown's actually a place where people live, work, shop, and rely on local businesses every day. Mata's Fruit Store has been a part of downtown for years. It's one of those everyday businesses that helps serve the district in a very real way. And that connects to something else we want to highlight, the people who work in downtown. So we're joined with our executive director, Joe Gudenrath, to talk about everyday businesses, downtown employees, and why both matter. So thank you so much, Joe, for joining us today. Very exciting to officially have you on our podcast. We missed you last episode, so thank you so much for stopping by.
I've been waiting 10 years to be on a downtown podcast, and I know this is just the second episode, but I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. Well, we're glad to have you. We're glad to officially have something like this to showcase everything that we do downtown. So on that, let's switch over to Matas, Joe. So it's been a part of downtown for years, and we hear it all the time. Downtown needs a grocery store. What do you have to say to that, Joe?
That's the answer. Matas is the answer, and it's been around in downtown El Paso since the 1950s, where the Matas family started with the fruit stand and evolved into their grocery store location on 7th and Stanton. And if people have not been there, it's full service bakery, full service groceries, full service butcher shop. It's everything you'd want in a normal grocery store, but you have a very authentic, locally owned grocery store right in downtown El Paso on 7th and Stanton.
Yeah, and every time I stop by, we've used them for Employee Appreciation Day. We stop by for snacks every now and then. And there are people there all the time. So it's a little surprising when sometimes we hear downtown needs a grocery store, and it's there.
Yeah, it's there. It's not hidden. It's right there on Stanton Street. It even has a little parking lot. So if you need to drive down, run in and out, you have the opportunity to park there off 7th and walk in and get whatever you need and head on out. But like I said, it's got all the essentials. It's got great food, great bakery products. It's an opportunity that El Pasoans, I think, might overlook just because how far south it is in the context of our downtown. But it definitely fits the needs of downtown residents. It has since the 50s. And as downtown residential continues to grow and develop, I think it's the type of really authentic, locally owned grocery business that El Pasoans would really appreciate as part of their neighborhood grocery store.
Yeah, and also it's a great, place, a great store, I should say, just for our workers in downtown because, we celebrate birthdays at the office. So even just being able to stop by, getting a cake there instead of, having to drive down to, let's say, Albertsons or anywhere else, there's a grocery store that has it all in downtown.
Yeah, that's what I tell people all the time. It's whether you're getting, pastries for the office for the morning or birthday cakes for the party in the afternoon. Matas is a place where you can get all that.
Yeah, and they have amazing burritos, by the way, some chilaquiles too. So many different snacks to get or stop by for lunch also. So it's a great place to check out. We're going to actually switch over, Joe. So we're talking about, places, businesses in downtown. Let's talk about the worker. Something that the DMD does is we host a Downtown Employee Appreciation Day. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I think I'll just start off with letting people know that there's almost 15,000 employees in downtown El Paso. They are a major segment of the population that helps all of our businesses thrive. And that ranges, from the barista to the construction worker, the attorney to the retail clerk. Almost employment sectors are represented amongst those 15,000 people. And they are contributing to our local economy as well. They're buying lunches, coffees, taking dinner home, that sort of thing. So it really is an integral part of our downtown community. And that's how Downtown Employee Appreciation Day started. It's a concept that I've had for probably in my brain for 15 plus years, looking at other cities, other downtowns, what they do to celebrate their downtown employee. They will host a downtown employee appreciation day, sometimes even a week, depending on how big the downtown was. And I always wanted to get it off the ground and running here in El Paso, but just like anything else, time and resources often hold you back. When that thing called the pandemic hit, we quickly realized how critical our downtown employees were. When you take 15,000 people out of the mix of downtown business, have them working from home, the streets were empty, the coffee shops were empty, the businesses that were able to open during that time were empty. We truly recognized how important our downtown employee was. And so as soon as we could hold an event to honor and thank our downtown employees following the pandemic, we did. And that was our first Downtown Employee Appreciation Day.
It's such an amazing day because it's a full day.
Mm-hmm.
It's a full day. We start off with breakfast. This year we're actually looking to maybe even expand it a little bit, thanks, to the support with all of our sponsors. El Paso Electric really came through to help us this year to make this such an amazing Downtown Employee Appreciation Day, to hopefully, or we will be providing even more meals for everyone. So it's a great way to do that, to give back.
Yeah. Brenda and our events team, which is you and maybe one other person, our very small team, really work and plan year round to provide an event that provides numerous opportunities to engage the employee. So like you mentioned, there's breakfast, there's lunch, there's activities, there's giveaways. The key is not everybody can spend the whole day out with us celebrating downtown employees, but we try to provide so many opportunities throughout the day that as many downtown employees can be engaged with that event as possible. It's just a very simple way for us to say, thank you for being here. Thank you for being downtown. Thank you for serving our community and being part of our downtown revitalization.
So throughout the years, Joe, are there any tips that you could say to someone that wants to stop by Employee Appreciation Day? Because, it's a great event.
Gets a little hectic. We get a lot of interest, thankfully, over the years, because it's all about thanking as many people as we can. I would say keep an eye out. Plan for this September again. Keep an eye out for the schedule. Know what's happening. Start to lay the seed with your bosses on how you can maybe sneak out for that cup of coffee in the morning, maybe a lunch, or definitely meet us out for happy hour after the work day's over. Keep an eye out for the paleta cart as we go around and hand out free paletas or ice cream out on the street. So keep an eye out for the schedule. We'll be adding to that as the days go by, as we get closer to that event in September.
Yeah, that's something that I love that we do. It really is a full day. So as you mentioned, we have breakfast, we have lunch, we have ice cream social hour where we pass out ice cream there on the footprint, but we also go down El Paso Street to to our vendors there to include them in the festivities. And then also we have a happy hour too, where last year we actually gave away a limited edition Sally plush. So you have to keep your eye out what's going to come this year. Maybe we'll see a return of the Sally plush. It's just a great day overall.
Yeah, it's celebrate downtown employees. What more can we do to show them that they're really appreciated? It's not always easy to work downtown. Sometimes there's a little traffic coming into downtown. Sometimes you're driving around for parking, that sort of thing. So it's the least we can do to say thank you to our downtown employees and give them experience that other people don't have in El Paso, whether they're working in shopping malls, office complexes, etc. Not many other entities put on an employee appreciation day like we do for our downtown employees.
Yeah, it's a fun day. We have music going on all day. We have our mascot there, so many different activities. So make sure you save that date if you are, a downtown employee, a downtown worker. And that could be, it's open to anyone. Anyone is welcome to go. If you're, a part of the sanitation team, part of a building, anyone that works downtown is more than welcome to join us.
Yep.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Joe, for stopping by and getting to, share a little bit about Matas, which, by the way, is located on 7th and Stanton in downtown El Paso. So be sure to check that out. And also keep an eye out if you are a downtown employee for Employee Appreciation Day.